Live from Fargo and serving you on TV, online, and on the go, this is Valley News Live at 5.
Good evening, everyone. A person of interest in a Grand Forks homicide has finally been arrested. Crookston police executed a high-risk arrest warrant at a trailer park just before 11 this morning. That's where they found 28-year-old Vincent Villarreal. He's a person of interest in the murder of Jeffrey Shulzitsky at the Budget Inn Hotel in Grand Forks earlier this month. 38-year-old Jose De Leon was arrested on unrelated charges. Both were taken to the Northwest Regional Correction Center in Crookston. A man is facing multiple charges after crashing his car into a train in downtown Fargo. It happened just before 2 this morning at Main and Broadway. Officers found 39-year-old John Oshwall alone in the car, sitting in the driver's seat. He wasn't hurt. Officers say he was intoxicated and arrested him for DUI and DUI test refusal. Well, the forecast today is looking much better than it was last night. Nathan joins us now to tell us how tonight is shaping up. Nathan?
Yes, Stacy, a complete 180 from where we were this time yesterday. Of course, skies are clear on our Valley Sky Cam. You can see the sun is just has just set about 15 minutes ago or so. So seeing some beautiful colors there on the horizon. A quick look at a few snowfall reports we've received from this particular storm. 6.6 inches in Barrett, Minnesota looks to be the big winner. Wolverton, Minnesota there at 6 inches. Briarwood 5.7 inches on the North Dakota side of the Red River. Then Wahpeton and Breckenridge 5.5 to 6 inches. Have seen kind of that range in the Breckenridge area. Then there was another one on here that I wanted to show you. There, Airport and Grand Forks, just over 5 inches of snowfall. And then on this map, we'll see where Fargo lies on the map. You can see Fargo Moorhead there in the middle of the right-hand side, 4.1 inches. So this fits very well into what we were forecasting from this particular system, which is the good news that things did work out quite nicely from what we were expecting from this snowfall. Things, as we saw on that Valley Sky Cam, are clear and quiet. A nice reprieve from the intense weather we had yesterday, and temperatures have already cooled into 8 degrees in Grand Forks, 8 in Thief River Falls, 9 degrees in Fergus Falls as some of the cool spots. Now, Stacy, with clear skies, fresh snowfall, dry air, a light wind tonight, things look to be cold overnight, but for the new year, I'm tracking a warm-up, quite a warm-up. And so we'll talk about that coming up here in a couple minutes.
All right. Thanks so much, Nathan. Well, even though we're getting a little break from the snow, what's left behind is making for tricky travel with several accidents across the region today. Valley News Team's Courtney Lockey joins us live with the details of a pileup in town that sent one person to the ER. Courtney?
Yeah, thanks, Stacy. A lot of people out here on the road tonight, and there's probably going to be a lot more with the holiday coming up. And it's going to be important to stay on top of the latest weather conditions. And this is why. Here's what the intersection of 45th Street South and 23rd Avenue South looked like today around noon. A 5-car pileup sent one person to the ER and injured many more. It can happen easily. A driver was trying to turn left onto the road here by Applebee's when they slid into a northbound car, pushing them into 3 more cars. Police say all of the injuries were minor and everyone is expected to be okay. The scene was cleared up and traffic went back to normal in about an hour. Now, coming up tonight on Valley News Live at 9 and 10, we're going to be talking with troopers about what they have seen on the roads the last couple days, and we'll also tell you what you can expect for weather as we head into the new year. Reporting live in Fargo, Courtney Lockey, Valley News Live.
All right, thanks so much, Courtney. And a heads up for those of you in downtown Fargo, you might need to move your car tonight. Starting at 2 tomorrow morning, the city will be removing snow on the north and south streets in the area. Any vehicle parked on the street will be impounded. This includes all streets between 2nd Avenue South and 7th Avenue North from 2nd Street South to University Drive. Prosecutors in Cass County have now charged the man accused of using an axe to smash windows at the entrance of Senator John Hoeven's office. Court documents show that Thomas Starks of Lisbon is charged with criminal mischief, a Class C felony. Police identified him from security video where they say he's seen walking up the stairs into the skyway to Hoeven's office. The video first shows the suspect striking the secure lock system before smashing the windows with the axe. A North Dakota man is facing child porn charges, and the investigation has been going on for more than a year. 32-year-old Brandon Schwab of Devil's Lake was arrested on 6 charges of possessing prohibited material. He could face 5 years in prison for each charge if convicted. The Towner County Sheriff's Office says it's been working on the case with the State Bureau of Criminal Investigation since July of 2019. Investigators say a fire at a Detroit Lakes RV dealership is likely arson. Multiple agencies rushed to the Waltz RV sales on Highway 10 just before 10 last night after drivers passing by reported the flames coming out of windows. They fought the blaze for about an hour. No one was hurt. That desperately needed COVID relief is finally reaching Americans, but there may not be more where that came from anytime soon. NBC's Susan McGinnis has the latest tonight from Capitol Hill.
Americans hoping the next round of COVID relief will balloon from $600 to $2,000 may end up disappointed.
I am concerned we will deliver nothing more beyond the bill that's already been signed into law.
Democrats' efforts to pump up the checks shut down by Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell. Some Republicans calling the move unnecessary.
Most people who want to be working actually are working, and most Americans have not, at this point, are not experiencing a reduction in their income.
They are in denial of the hardship that the American people are experiencing now.
House Speaker Nancy Pelosi calling on the Senate to approve the higher payments. McConnell offering his own bill with the increase, but with two more items President Trump demands. It establishes a voter fraud commission and removes protections for tech firms like Facebook and Twitter for the content they publish. Democrats rejecting that bill, looking to the next Congress for more relief. The makeup of that Congress hinging on two critical Georgia runoffs next week, which will determine which party controls the Senate. Ahead of that vote, Georgia announces its audit of the presidential election found no fraud.
I would also note for the record as well that during the course of the audit, there were no fraudulent absentee ballots identified.
Georgia confirming a Joe Biden win as the president-elect lays the groundwork for a new administration. While the current president continues to insist without evidence he won Georgia and all the swing states big.
And the Senate has another vote coming as well. It's expected to override the president's veto of a bill funding the U.S. military. Health officials say an emergency room nurse in the San Diego area has tested positive for the coronavirus more than a week after receiving his first dose of the Pfizer vaccine. Officials say the nurse started feeling sick on Christmas Eve, 6 days after his dose, and tested positive the day after Christmas. The nurse works at two hospitals in the San Diego area and was working in the COVID unit of a hospital when he started feeling ill. Experts say that this is not unexpected, as it takes 10 to 14 days for the immunity to develop. We have an update to a story that made history for our state. The first doctor in North Dakota to get the COVID vaccine tells us he's feeling great and hasn't had any major side effects. He'll get his second vaccine dose on Monday.
When we did the trials, there were a little bit more side effects with the second dose in terms of pain at the injection site or fatigue. But again, these are minor side effects that resolve within 24 to 48 hours. So I don't expect too much of a problem.
The doctor tells us the biggest problem now is people coming in with serious health issues as they've postponed care during the pandemic. Tune in to that story tonight on Valley News Live at 6. As the vaccine continues to roll out, many are hoping that 2021 will bring back traveling, concerts, and large events. But some experts say in order to do those activities, you may need something in addition to the vaccine. Valley News Team's Bailey Hurley joins us live in the studio now with what that is. Bailey?
Yeah, Stacey, they're calling them COVID-19 passports. Several companies like Common Pass and IBM are already perfecting their versions of the apps, which would allow people to upload their COVID-19 test results and their vaccination status to create digital credentials in the form of a QR code without revealing sensitive information. As app creators say, data and personal security is their #1 priority. Those credentials could then be shown to enter concert venues, stadiums, movie theaters, and aboard flights. But of course, right now, there are no such requirements. Now, today, I spoke with both the Alaris Center and the Fargo Dome, as well as multiple other vendors and venues in the Valley, about the possibility of requiring a COVID passport. But at this time, they say that there's too many unknowns about the various apps and systems, and say they haven't had any discussions about future implementations yet. Stacey?
All right, thanks so much, Bailey. And developers also say they're working on what they call a smart card you could have on your phone. Moorhead students are getting back in the classroom. Minnesota's COVID-19 regional response team has approved the public schools plan. Pre-K through second grade students will begin in-person learning on January 5th. Students in grades 3 through 8 will begin hybrid learning on January 6th before transitioning to in-person learning on January 19th. Moorhead High School will transition to hybrid learning on January 25th. A big thanks to everyone who's joined us in helping the Great Plains Food Bank. We've raised more than $27,000. That's about 70% of our goal. We're trying to raise $40,000 by tomorrow night. If you're willing to help, there are a number of items you can purchase and donate right from your phone. Just download our free VNL News app, look for the virtual food drive, and click to donate. Well, still to come on Valley News Live at 5, we're learning more about the suspect in the Nashville bombings, why some may have had a heads up about the bombs.
And I do expect things to get pretty cold pretty quick as we head past the sunset hours tonight, falling quickly into the single digits here in Fargo. South winds around 10 miles per hour. May see a few clouds wafting overhead as well. Then in Grand Forks, also expecting those single digit temperatures moving in, and that's setting the stage for a cold night tonight. We'll break down your forecast next.